first trail run training for the Blue Ridge Mountain Ultra in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I believe it is about 7,000 feet of gain, so looks like a nice course, wooded course, October in Georgia, so temps should be pretty reasonable. The only problem is I haven't ran in 6 months. I just started ramping up about 2 weeks ago, doing 20 to 30 minutes after my full body lifts. I don't really plan on going too crazy with the miles. Want to get some trail runs on the weekends. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to document my little train up here. I got about 6 weeks and I'm excited. I'm excited to scratch that itch again. Having a newborn for the last 6 months, there's not a whole lot of time to train and do things like this. So I'm pretty excited. It'll be our first trip as a family, and I'm excited too for a bigger race this year. So this is a little bit of a in-between race for something bigger next year, just to hold me over, maybe do another 50K or 50 miler in between there. But this was the one closest driving distance and yeah, most reasonable time of year. Excited for it, excited for what's ahead, and excited to bring you guys my unconventional training for these ultras, because I'm not someone that's going to be slogging 50, 70, 100 mile weeks. Just from a time perspective, I don't want to do it. I don't enjoy doing that. I don't want to lose a bunch of muscle mass, but I do like testing myself. I love ultras. I love the adventure. I love where it brings you mentally and physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything like that. So I use that as my escape. Gotta keep my eyes out for snakes, because there's some beefy snakes out here. This time of year, I like to get on the regular roads because they're wider. Instead of these narrow trails. Problem with the main roads are completely exposed sun. It feels like 101, so but it's good heat training. So I have about 50 grams of carbs,
in each, or probably 25 in each. So I think one of my biggest mistakes last race for Zion was too much fuel too early, and definitely did not train my gut enough. So not for this 50K, but future races, I'm definitely going to prioritize some longer runs with like race day fuel. So I know a lot of people say they get behind on nutrition, and I think I was just pounding way too much. So I ran into some stomach issues pretty early. And then not enough real food. I'm going to start earlier with more whole foods. I'm someone who likes running on like a lighter, I guess who doesn't, but lighter stomach. But definitely once I started hammering those quesadillas, especially the ones with bacon at like mile 76, 80, I started to come back to life. So more solid foods early, don't overdo it, and then just train the gut with some carbs. I definitely underfueled probably my whole train up for that race anyway. Way too much lifting volume. Just live and you learn, but so I've been having this thought lately just about, you know, people's goals and social media and how it glorifies everything, and it's so easy to get caught up in wishing you were somewhere else, wishing you looked like someone else, wish you had access to those trails, their life. And I just keep wondering, you know, and I'm guilty of this too, why do we you know, why do we do that, and why don't we go to live it ourselves? I think social media is an awesome place to get inspired and motivated, but if we just fantasize and get that dopamine hit living through someone else and watching their experiences and thinking I could never do that, or, you know, they're fitter than me, they're able to, blah, 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 you'll never get off the couch and out of the screen and go do it. I think a lot of people don't believe they can do the things they want to do. So basically, all I'm saying is stop fantasizing. So if you want to do a race, train hard for it, show up for yourself, keep that promise to yourself, and be the person you want to be. You can literally decide. I wasn't always into working out. I've been overweight. Grew up with asthma. Farthest thing from genetically gifted. But I just am stubborn, consistent, and just keep promises to myself. And you'll be shocked what you can do. And they're gonna scare you. Your goals you sign up for. I still I'm still intimidated. Even this 50K I have coming up. I know I can do it, but there's still this thing in the back of my head that goes, what if you fail? What if it's harder than you think? What if the 100-mile was a fluke? I look back on it and think, I don't know if I could ever do that again. But you just don't know until you try. So go live it. Stop fantasizing over and glorifying and holding other dudes up on a pedestal. Go be that guy. Get inspired. Learn, educate. But my goal is to make people believe they can do it, and that it doesn't take waking up at 4 in the morning, being shredded 6% body fat, running 70 miles a week. That's all for show. And half the stuff people do is for social media. You don't see the other areas of your life, their life. And maybe there's things you do in your life exceptionally well that they don't, or I don't. Everyone has a weakness. So whatever you've accomplished and you do well in your life, use that to channel that energy towards a goal like this. All right, enough of my soapbox. Just a thought I've been having lately, especially with the dad fitness propaganda I see, just saying, just show up, just put in the work. And yes, that's true, but it doesn't have to be the grit and grind to go live and experience things. It's ripping out here. Getting a little hot. It's 11 o'clock. Got a little late start. Walked this morning. My wife and daughter. And even then at 8, it's still ripping down here. So definitely running out of water. Probably a mile and a half left. Gotta love it. They say the heat's good training, right? Altitude, basically the same as altitude training. Hot out. Dang. Good to be back out on the trails though. Time to cool off.